Assignment book question 8. This is a reasonably straightforward question. Bit in AO1 in both parts of these, and then AO2 using this information that's been given. So first of all, we start off just what is a gene pool for 1 mark, and just your definitions. So all of the alleles in a population. You need to say in a population. No, you can't say all the alleles because it could be some confusion there. Part B, Lord Howe Island in the Tasman Sea. So this is a little dot of an island between Australia and New Zealand. 2 species of palm tree that have arisen by sympatric speciation. So sympatric, I always think same place speciation, so it's some sort of behavioural or some reproductive isolation. That's even though they're in the same place. And indeed, here we go. The flowering times of the 2 species are different. Using this information, so information about sympatric speciation, information about how the flowering times has enabled this, suggest how these 2 species of palm tree arose by sympatric speciation for 5 marks. So we just need to cram in as much theory as we can here and mention the various bits from the paragraph there. So let's go for starters. So sympatric speciation. That is when this is occurring in the same environment, the same habitat, the same place. So occurs in the same habitat or same population, same environment. The second thing we can say is what we're always going to say with natural selection and variation. So we've got these 2 flowering times. How did they come about? Why is there 2 flowering times? Is it what's made that happen? And the answer, as ever, is mutations. So mutations cause the different flowering times. And then we just need to again put one of our key points in that we're always going to put in. So reproductive isolation, or no flow of genes between these 2 parts of the population. So you can see we're not, we're not being geniuses remembering this stuff. We're just applying what we had in the theory and just mentioning keywords. And so the different alleles for these 2 different flowering times get passed on, gets selected for whatever reason, or passed on. And this changes, it's an alternative part of this mark. This changes the allele frequency of that allele. This is a little bit tricky to think about, but we think about our lessons on types of selection. What type of selection is this? Well, this is not favouring the average flowering time. but it's got 2 flowering times, so it's favouring one or the other at the 2 extremes. So this will be our disruptive selection. And eventually, this is all about speciation. So what's the end point of speciation? So when we've got different species that can't interbreed to produce fertile offspring. So eventually we have different species, and we'll just say what that means. So can't interbreed to produce fertile offspring. And in this case, you can possibly imagine it. They might interbreed and produce offspring that had a flowering time in between the 2 others, and so there would be no other trees to mate with. So that wouldn't be fertile. And so hopefully you've got 5 of those 6 things that we've mentioned.